Well, thanks for moving locations.
You're very welcome. It's
I
my pleasure.
appreciate that.
Oh,
It was kind of loud over there. Oh my gosh.
The food was good though.
The food was good. The music was good.
Yes.
It was just loud.
The mimosas were.
What?
So, congratulations on being sober.
Thanks.
How long has it been?
From drugs, just over 2 years. From alcohol and drugs, from everything, about 20 months.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks. I had to have a lag. You know what I mean? Like I think I couldn't give everything all at once. So I was like, let's do the hard stuff first, and then drinking. I still drank for another 6 months before I gave that up. Yeah.
Good for you.
Yeah. What do you have any advice to someone who's, thinking?
That's a good question. I would say if you at all feel any even the smallest bit modicum of curiosity, go to a meeting. I still go to NA like a lot. I'm in an all-black NA group in Central City. Yeah, and I go every day at 7 a.m. and it saved my life.
I heard about your coffee incident.
It's true. Yeah, it's true. I mean, that kind of fellowship stuff really does work. You really do need a support system. You cannot do a lot, especially if you really think you have a problem or whatever. Like, you can't do it alone. You can't. You shouldn't.
Right.
So, that's the advice I have is like, and knowing that you never have to drink again, like that kind of stuff. The thing that got me to quit drinking was not the program. The thing that got me to quit drinking was I walked into a store on Magazine Street and I'd just gotten in a horrible fight with my husband, and he walked out and took the car and was like, I'm not coming home. And I was really upset. And I walked into the shop and I was just telling the shop girl that, like, I was just having a bad day, and you trauma dump on people.
Yes.
And she was just like, I'm 19 years sober from meth and crack.
Wow.
And then the thing that got her to quit was she just woke up one day and realized, I just want less problems.
Yep.
And the minute she said that, it clicked, where she was like, as a person, you have your mental health, you have family shit, you have your immediate family, you have all this stuff. Those are all just problems that you have to deal with as a person, your job, your career, everything. And she's like, now add drinking on top of that. And it is a whole myriad of every day, from the second you wake up hungover to whatever. And when she said that, I was like, oh, I want less problems. I got problems just as a person. Like, you know what I mean? And it just clicked, and I haven't touched it since.
Wow.
That's what fixed it. Some lady just saying, you want less problems? You'll just have less just because of it. And it worked.
Have you seen her since?
I see her all the time.
Okay.
Yeah, her name is Edie. She owns Vegas. It's a men's clothing store on Magazine Street.
Okay.
Yeah, she's great. I see her all the time, and I make sure to check in with her and be like, I just want to let you know I'm still.
Yeah.
Sure.
Did everyone know you had a problem, or did you kind of hide it?
I'm so glad you asked that. People, it's a little bit of both. Like, I hid my drug addiction for a long time from my spouse.
Wow.
And from like a lot. They didn't know anything. But the drinking, I thought I was slick on everyone. Like, that's not that bad. I didn't realize that my family were going on vacations without me and stuff.
Oh, wow.
I knew, when you said the thing about you, I was like, yeah. But I was living in California, so I had no idea.
Right.
But they're like, we're just not going to invite him because he's a lot.
Oh.
When I found that out, I was very hurt.
Yeah.
I would think.
But yeah, so I thought I was really slick on a lot of it. Like, the drug thing was out of control, and it was a daily thing. Waking up at 7 a.m. being like, how can I go pick up today? Like, it was rough. And a lot of that I'm able to talk about now in comedy. Like I said before, I thought I was going to the grave with a lot of this stuff because it was crazy stuff. But yeah, it was a little bit of both. I think everyone kind of knew something was wrong because I'm an artist, and like I wasn't producing anything for years. Like, and I just floating along through my career, like, oh, I just need to make it through so I can get promoted. And I was just focused on shit where I don't want to be that. But like always doing something in the arts, always. Yeah. But then when that went away, when I like started to be really career focused and then drinking more and using drugs more, all the arts shit fell away. So that when I finally got sober, I quit my career and just started over fresh with this. And it's like the best. Can't believe I didn't do this 10 years ago.
So do you think you'd be a comedian if you were still drinking?
No. Easy. No. No, I'd probably still be working in an office. Yeah.
Change your life completely, huh?
And everything about it. Saved my marriage. Like, my marriage was over. We had just got married when the addiction shit started heightening.
Oh, wow.
I had drugs on me at my own wedding. My husband didn't know. And I fucked up. Yeah, really dark. Flew to Puerto Rico with drugs on me for my honeymoon. Wow. But I've had to come to terms.
And he didn't know?
Didn't know. But he knows now.
Yeah.
And it's something we've had to really come to terms with and rework a lot of our trust. I had to start from scratch with trust, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But like, it couldn't be better. We also own my comedy production company together. Drew's my co-producer and he's my manager.
Wow.
Good deal.
Drew's got a full-time career working in politics, but he also books my shows and he does all my graphic design and stuff. It's just, first of all, I landed a really good person.
Yeah.
But other than that, like, I've had to like really relearn how to be a human. And when you're dating someone and you're in addiction or drinking a lot, when you get sober, you realize like you don't know each other at all.
Right.
You've never met this person,
that's
especially
a
if you're
good
drinking
point.
together all the
Yeah,
time.
that's
Because
It's
it's a
like,
different
point.
person.
yeah, who is this person?
Right.
Do I even like their values or what they're
Right.
interested in?
Right.
Right.
Because a lot of times you have drinking and you can numb
That's
a lot of
good
that.
point. Yeah.
It's interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
But I love him
Did
to
your
death.
husband stop drinking, or does he?
Drew
still drink?
Drew didn't drink a lot to begin with.
Yeah.
Drew gets drunk on his birthday and Mardi Gras. Those are his big things. And he rides in King Arthur, and he already knows that's coming up in a couple weeks, and he's like, but he's usually on extremely good behavior. He drinks non-alcoholic beer like I do most of the time.
That's very supportive.
You have no idea. He does not have to do what he does. He could be such an asshole about all of this,
Yeah.
but he is very like,
He loves you.
he loves me. But we have a fridge stocked with non-alcoholic beer. He has chosen, not out of support, but out of like, he likes it. Like, he's like, I'll drink it. I mean, I don't need the extra calories anyway, type of thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you worked at Google,
Yeah.
and how long was that?
2.5 years. I worked at the Googleplex in Mountain View, California, with the bikes, free bikes, and
Yeah, I was asking you if it
Slut.
was like the movie, The Intern.
Yeah.
But was it The Intern?
yeah, it's the intern.
Yeah.
If okay, I'll tell you some of it.
we wanna know.
When you get hired. I worked for NASA for a while too,
Oh, okay.
because one of my clients at Peter Mayer was Kennedy Space Center. So I used to fly down to Cape Canaveral like once a month to shoot rocket launches and stuff like that. It was really cool. But I will say getting Google clearance is harder than NASA.
I would
by
think
far.
so.
By far. Yeah, NASA, they're like, we'll do a background check, whatever. But Google was like, no, we're going to hold your mom hostage. Like that kind of thing. But Google, you get there, you get a Google badge, and that badge, once you're on campus, once you're a Googler, like you have access to, especially on campus, 40-something restaurants, it's all free.
Talk about an employee experience.
Unlimited
Wow.
food, and all the office buildings, in addition to the restaurants, have 3 or 4 kitchens in them, and everything's free. Snacks, wall to wall, drinks, wall to wall. It's all just access.
Wow.
Trips, everything's just paid for. They really take care of their people, but it's called golden handcuffs, is what they call it, because they expect you. You are now owned. Like
Right.
you,
Yeah,
they want
right.
you there. They don't want you to leave. You will work 24 hours a day.
Yeah.
So you were over there for 2 years, then what?
Pandora, the music app.
Yeah.
I got recruited over there to be a creative director. So I was a creative director at Pandora, which still sounds weird. I've never even downloaded the app. I worked there for a year. I got away with it because I'm a Spotify, like whatever. But Pandora was cool because I ran the customized ad audio department. So when you if you're listening to Pandora and it says, it's a rainy day in New Orleans, you know, it would be nice right now, a hot coffee from CC's Coffee. It knows all that about you and where you are. And so it's called dynamic audio. So I would I worked for Disney, I worked for Mercedes-Benz, like all these big companies who need customized audio. So it uses all your data in your phone to make ads for wherever you are right now.
Yeah, to make it
Spying
local.
on me, huh?
Yeah,
And then what?
pandemic.
It's a pandemic.
You came back home?
Yeah, or like, you know what is cheap? New Orleans.
For real.
Like, might not seem that way to everyone else, but
Yeah.
like comparatively, we moved straight into the LGD and had triple the space, half the money. We were just like, this is luxury.
So you moved back home.
Mhm.
So now you're an East Banker.
Yeah,
But you were
right?
born on the West Bank.
Oh, it feels so good.
So I have one question.
Yeah.
Which bank is the best bank?
You're gonna make me say this on camera, aren't you?
Yes.
I like the West Bank.
That's
because
right. The West Bank.
If you didn't, lifelong politician. Like,
That's right.
that's where my family is. That's where I think my favorite restaurant in all of America is on the West Bank.
Which one?
It's called Adam's Catfish House.
Oh, I know exactly where that's at. It
Really?
is good.
It's
Where is it?
if and when I'm on death row.
That's down in
If
Blackman.
He said
Okay.
if and when.
yeah, it's on Belchase Highway in Belchase.
Oh, okay.
It's incredible.
We're gonna
They
have
were
to go.
they were
Adam's
pioneering this type of like Raising Cane's model of like we only do catfish and hush puppies and steak fries and coleslaw. That was it. And I've been going there since I was a baby, and it is the best. It's my favorite. I might even get the Adam's Catfish tattoo. Like I'm very partial to the West Bank just because my family, both sides, Tarrytown and Marrero,
There
and
you
now
go.
grew up in Algiers, you know?
Yeah.
So we were talking about your comedy show. It's an album also?
Yeah.
Okay. So we watched it. We kind of talked about it over there. All your stories are true or not?
I would say 90% of them are based on fact. The other 10% are completely fictionalized, depending on, like, I really want to, right. That's a bad example.
I want to know if you hate dogs.
Okay. No, don't. I did. I grew up, I was very allergic to dogs, so I did not have the ability to love dogs. And my parents, I grew up in a house with 3 or 4, they used to have Rottweilers too.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Dogs.
this is the house I grew up in. They have 4 right now.
Wow.
4 in the house, in their house in Algiers. So it's just, I think it was overexposure plus allergies plus all this shit where I'm like, get this away from me. I just couldn't.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I've come around.
Okay.
Yeah, I mentioned
That's
earlier.
good to know.
I dog nannied last summer for a celebrity dog here in New Orleans while they were filming, and it completely changed my perspective.
Were you
No, I
part of
won't.
any of the filming?
No, thank
that
God.
was kind of cool for having them here.
Yeah, it was great. I loved my experience with them,
Okay.
and the person I worked for in particular was the kindest, nicest.
He looks like he was.
He
so
was, and I was ready to hate him, and I love him. I love
Really?
him. I love him. I texted him last week. I think
Okay.
he's wonderful. Yeah,
Boudin eating Is it Boudin?
it's Boudin. Yeah,
See,
yeah, it's a little pig with a. I said if I ever won gold, I'd get a golden pig tattoo, and so that's what this is.
so how many years before you won gold?
When the festival started 10, 12 years ago, I entered it, and I won silver 3 years in a row.
Okay.
So I don't talk about the silver pigs, but I have them. They're at home with their dad. But when it came back 2 years ago, I just showed up, and I was still living in San Francisco when they announced it, and I was like, I'm going to the fucking festival, and I'm bringing home a gold pig.
Lafayette, right?
It's in Lafayette. I'm actually doing the Scott Boudin Festival
Oh, wow.
in a couple months because Scott is like the big one.
Yes.
And they're like $500 grand prize, and I'm like,
Oh,
that's a
wow.
cakewalk. Like, I'm not,
Wow.
because it's not even close.
How much Boudin are you eating?
You really want to know?
Yeah.
So this year I did, so not only did I win the Boudin one, I won links and balls, 2 separate competitions back to back. So I won 2 gold pigs this year and last year, both years.
So how much did you eat?
So I ate 10 links in a minute and a half.
What?
I know, I told you. And then I did 12 balls in about 2.5.
A minute and a half?
Yes.
And you, everything.
Swap
everything.
it. Swap it.
Okay.
The balls were a minute and a half, and the links, 10 links were 2.5 minutes.
Okay, okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Was
Yeah.
it a close competition or?
No.
No.
No, I'm really good at this.
Beautiful.
But both competitions were me and 17 other men, grown oil field, fucking sorry, oil and gas like dudes. Like, and I'm just like, and I'm like, this is not. You're gonna be humiliated. You gotta go home to your wife after this. What's wrong with you? But then they interviewed me on KATC after, and they were asking like, how do you train for this?
Yeah.
And I was just like, I'm gay. I've been training for this my whole life. And then I go, I used to train right there on Fraternity Row. And the lady goes, we can't use any of that. I was like, I know, I'm kidding.
I'm sure.
That's fun.
But it's fun. It's so funny to me because I'm like, this is what I'm gonna get famous for. Is this dumb shit that I don't prepare for, show up the day of, have a meal between the competitions, and it's like not.
You
Yeah.
have a meal between the competitions?
I eat that morning. I eat constantly. That's why today when I got there, I was like, oh yeah, I'll eat this, whatever. I'm always, yeah, I'm a garbage disposal. But it's so much fun to me because I work so hard at comedy. I invest all my time and energy into it, and then this shit, it's like, local press and and like
Oh my
sponsorships,
God,
and I'm like,
that's
really, this shit? Like, this is dumb.
Of eating boudin.
Wow.
But it's cool though.
It's cool.
That's
It's weird, but it's like, it's my thing.
Or do you see yourself in 5 years?
Retire.
Really?
No, I want to. If we're being completely honest here, like I am working so hard at comedy right now because I really want this to work, and at the level it's moving, I don't believe that a Netflix special or a writer's room for something on HBO, I don't think any of that is out of the question, especially at this rate. I think it's going to happen much sooner than we all think.
Oh, wow.
I'm serious.
Oh,
like
really?
I've had casting directors reach out in the last 6 months to audition. The 2 things I've auditioned for are crazy, and one was to be Michael Fassbender's body double in the new David Fincher movie. The other was Half Baked 2. Like the 2 most different things in the world.
You have to do half baked too.
I know, but my point is, like, it's happening really quick. This kind of
That's
shit, and
cool.
I don't have an agent. I just have my husband as my manager. Like, I'm just
I was
like,
gonna ask,
awesome.
is
That's
Drew the
awesome.
one that's getting?
no,
No?
this is just happening. I'm just out there a lot. Like,
Yeah.
I'm here right now. But in 5 years, like, I would hope to have already like gotten past that into a level of like, what I'm so impatient. I'm always like, the night my album dropped, we were on the couch and we waited for midnight and the album hit Spotify and Apple Music and all that, and Drew was like, how do you feel? And I was like, I can't wait for the next one. So that's where I'm going to be in 5 years.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I hope to have already had like my big Netflix moment, my like written for something on HBO or Showtime or Hulu. Like, I want that to have already happened within 5 years, and then me looking at reassessing, like, do I want to keep going down this path of like fame, or do I want to parlay it into like, I don't know, developing my own projects? Like, my blog is called Ex-Boyfriend Material. I haven't written for it for years, but it's actually how I met my husband, is through my blog. He was a fan.
Oh.
Drew reached out to me and was like, I love your writing. That's how we met. And so I own the trademark, the US trademark on the name Ex-Boyfriend Material. So in my back pocket, I'm like, that'd make a good TV show. You know what I mean? Where I'm like, maybe in 5 years, I'll be at the point where I can develop something like that, where I'll already have like a little bit of recognition, and I can have the clout to be like, you know what we really should do? My show, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's end. I have a low game.
What's the game?
Okay. You know I like my games.
What's the
Before we
game?
do the game, I just want to say thank you guys so much. This is
Thank
so much more fun than I
you.
thought. I mean, this is really fun. I've really enjoyed like spending time with you guys. And like you guys are all really wonderful, and I hope we stay in contact after this. And like
Yes,
I
absolutely.
can't. This has been so much fun. And shout out to Seth and DJ,
Yeah.
like
Yes,
the 2
Seth,
connections.
yes,
Hi, Seth.
DJ. DJ.
And you guys have been so wonderful. Like, thank you guys for being such a warm, welcoming presence today.
Well, thank
you.
you. Amen. Thank you.
Of course.
Okay. It's would you rather?
Okay, and I don't get to ask any follow-ups, right? Like, I just
No,
have to
you have
answer.
to-
Okay, let's do it.
Okay. Would you rather have a rewind button or a pause button on your life?
Ooh, rewind.
Okay, say why.
Okay, because pause, I feel like I'm very fortunate. I'm very fortunate to have enough time during the day as someone who works at night to pause. I pause quite frequently. I used to teach yoga as well in San Francisco. I know, I never talk about this kind of shit. But I've learned a lot about grounding and a lot about being mindful and a lot about taking gratitude walks and stuff. I pause a lot. I don't need to pause anymore. I want to go back and redo mistakes or like say things differently. Mostly say things differently.
Yes, I agree with that one. I wish I could. Would you rather win the lottery or live twice as long?
Ooh, lottery.
I think I'd take
Yeah, I
that.
take that.
Give it to me
would
now.
too.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially when you have your
I don't
youth
wanna
and
live-
you know what I mean?
That's
Like,
right.
give it to me now. I want to travel now.
Yeah.
Living twice
Yeah.
as long, like, you're just gonna get older.
Yeah.
But if you have the money, you could live twice as long.
There you go. See? 2 birds, 1 stone.
That's
Love
right.
that.
2 birds, 1 stone.
Would you feel worse if no one showed up to your wedding or your funeral?
Funeral. Oh God, yeah. I think about that a lot.
You
Like,
do?
Yeah, I know. Like with parents getting older and stuff, like you were 4, and I lost my grandparents a year apart a couple years ago, and I think about mortality a lot anyway, being a recovering addict and stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like a lot of times my husband goes to sleep first because he's just, you know, guys do that, and I'll think about that and be like, what's it gonna be like? You know what I mean? If I lose him,
Yeah.
or if he loses me. And I had to go to my great uncle's funeral last week on the West Bank in Marrero, and I thought about that a lot because it wasn't poorly attended, but I had that thing about when my dad passes away, I want this bitch full because he is such a gregarious person who's you know, and I want that for myself too. You know what I mean? I want to know that I reached people.
Good point.
Yeah.
Would you rather be stuck on a broken ski lift or a broken elevator?
Oh, I hate both.
You know,
Oh, elevator, I guess.
you would rather be.
Which is the opposite. You'd think, like being on a ski lift, you have the view at least.
you could take a pee if you have to.
Yeah, but
Well, what happens if you fall asleep and then you just fall?
And
right.
They don't keep you strapped in
But it's
on
cold.
a ski
But
lift.
it's
No,
cold.
Yeah,
that's
The elevator,
cold.
I could see myself, if I knew it was going to be broken for a long time, I'm taking a nap and no one can
Yeah.
annoy you in that. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You are
right.
closed
Yes,
off.
you close
Talk about a
off.
nap pod. Like, you're
Yeah.
done.
There you go.
Yeah.
I sit there and think about what if I have to go to the bathroom.
Oh, see,
Well, don't think about it.
yeah.
I'm a boy and I grew up in New Orleans. I'll be on
Yeah,
that
that's
couch.
what I'm
I don't
about to
care.
say. But you're stuck in the elevator.
But you're in an elevator. How long can you hold it, you know?
It's funny that that's what our minds go to different things, because I would never
know.
consider that. I'll be like, I'll cross that bridge when I get there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I guess.
that's interesting.
I just pray I have
Yeah.
food in my bag. Some snacks.
Okay, yeah, that too. I'd be doing crunches and taking naps. I'll be
Did
like,
you
we'll figure
see
this
the-
out.
Did you see the movie where they were stuck on the ski lift?
I know I've seen the poster
That
for it.
is
Yeah.
so.
That looks like hell on earth to me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true. I'll take the elevator.
I don't think we were trying to convince you, but I'm glad it worked.
But it worked.
Your birthday, would you rather receive cash or gifts?
Gifts. Gifts are my love language.
Yeah.
Like, that is the way that I like to receive love, is through, even if it's a card. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like, you giving me that mug in Airheads earlier, like, that means a lot, and I will keep
Ah,
that. You know what I'm
good.
saying? Where, like,
Yeah.
I'm bad with money anyway. I'm a comedian. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'll spend that on shit, more
Yeah.
vapes. You know, I'd rather, like,
A
Yeah.
I'm sentimental with things like that.
gift. Okay.
Yeah.
Would you rather die before or after your partner? We just kind of talked about
Oh, before. Yeah, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't feel like that's an uncommon answer.
Right.
To be like, I
You'd
would
be
rather him
lost
have a.
without the-
I don't want to.
Yeah.
Yep.
We've already talked about the value that I feel with Drew, and like, I want to go first easily.
Yeah.
You know, he can move on. He can have he's a wonderful person. I'll be a wreck, and I'll be done. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I agree. Would you rather have to kiss every person you meet or never kiss your partner again?
That's a crazy question.
For real. Especially with COVID these times. You know, do you really want to kiss everybody?
I don't want to never kiss my partner again. So
Yeah, I would
whatever
kiss everyone.
whatever that answer is.
That would have been an easy one for me.
Yeah, yeah.
Kiss
Okay.
everybody.
You seen some of these trolls out here? Raggedy.
Raggedy.
Not good.
Oh.
Would you rather give up traveling or celebrating holidays?
Oh, that's a good question. I think that's a great question. That one's hard. That's the hardest one, I think.
That is hard.
Give up traveling or give up celebrating holidays? Okay, I have my answer.
Okay.
I'd rather give up celebrating holidays.
Really?
Here's why. Because when I was out of college, I had a best friend who had, his parents had property in Playa del Carmen and Tulum in Mexico. And so we learned, like, you can have Christmas Eve with your parents and stuff and like go say hi or whatever, but Christmas Day we would fly out every day for like 10 years. So I would miss Christmas Day altogether. And then when I lived in California and stuff, I missed some holidays here and there, and like that was okay. Like, what I'm trying to say is I found a way to do both by traveling.
Okay.
Like, I found a way to be like to enjoy Christmas, to enjoy Easter, whatever, Thanksgiving, and still make that special through traveling.
Right.
Like, even if I'm not with my family, I'm like, well, I'm still having this really good experience, and I'm still not going to forget this stuff. Plus, I love traveling. I've been
Yeah.
traveling so much in the last couple of years for comedy, but like,
Where have you traveled?
well, that's what I was about to say. Like, it's nowhere exotic. Like,
Oh,
it's
okay.
like, you want to go to McKinney, Texas? You want to go to El Paso? You want to go to, like, Destin? Like, I'm like, yeah, sure. Like, but can we get somewhere new in there? You know what I mean? Like, I've traveled a lot this year, but I'm going on tour, and like the farthest we're going is Chicago, which I like Chicago a lot. But like, for Hurricane Ida, we evacuated to Hot Springs, Arkansas, and just ended up living there for months. It was fun, shockingly. But I like traveling.
Okay. Would you rather give up air conditioning and heating for the rest of your life, or give up the internet for the rest of your life?
I'll give up the internet today.
too.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
One of my favorite things is when you used to have to go to the Apple store and they had to repair your phone for like an hour, they keep it for an hour or whatever, and you don't have your phone for that hour.
Yeah.
That was the most freeing thing in the world. Do you know what I mean?
That's true.
For the first 10 minutes, you're like, and then
Yeah.
after that, you're like, I can do whatever I want. Ah! You know what I mean? Like, who
That's
gives
true.
a shit? I don't need this. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I don't need it.
Okay, last one. Would you rather be asked the same question over and over or never be spoken to ever again?
Never be spoken to ever again.
Really?
I don't know. This is a hard question. I answered it quickly because
You did.
because I can't stand at all. It's a huge pet peeve of me having to repeat myself or me hearing the same question over and over again, because this comes from early childhood trauma and stuff, but like, and being queer and stuff. But when I am asked the same question over and over again, my impression is that you think I'm stupid. I know that sounds crazy, but like, I've had to deal with this in my own marriage
I
and
can
stuff
see
about
that.
like, we talked about this.
Right.
I was clear. Could not be more crystal clear.
Right.
Repetition for me, especially like in conversation, I'm like, I got it.
Yeah.
I'm not dumb. I heard you.
Well, good thing you said that, because I was going to ask you the same question again.
Oh my goodness.
Oh, that's funny. That's a good bit.
But that's it. Thank you so much.
The pleasure was mine.
I
This was awesome.
really
Thank you,
appreciate
guys.
it.
Where are you going to be after Mardi Gras?
After Mardi Gras, I'm actually going to be doing a show at Oz
yes.
Yes, the
every
Oz,
Thursday
yes.
night.
Okay.
I'm going to be alternating with another comic, but we're going to be the house features. After that, I'm running LGBT LOL. That's my festival. It's a queer comedy festival here in New Orleans, June 1st through 4th. There's only like 3 gay comedy festivals in America, and now we're one of them, and it's a huge deal. It's fully sponsored by NOLA Brewing.
Okay.
Yeah, it's going to be we already have over 100 submissions from all over America, only 4 from New Orleans. So we got comics from New York, LA, writers from HBO. Big people are coming into this, so that's what I'm working towards first week of June. And then after that, I'm going to Europe. Fuck comedy for a minute. You know what I mean? Like, I need a break. But between now and then, I'm extremely busy. If you want to follow me, follow me. If you want to see comedy in New Orleans, we're in one of the best cities in the world for black, queer, and female comedy in America by far.
And where
so,
can they follow you?
follow me at Ryan A. Rogers on Instagram or Ryan Rogers Comedy on TikTok.
Okay.
Can't believe I'm on TikTok. Humiliating.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan.
Thank y'all. Oh my God.
Thank